Yes. Hello. Welcome to um to the first ever ARMA League 2020. I am JCakes or Jamond, and I'm joined by the wonderful SPT 101. Would you like to
Hello,
say hi?
hello. Hello, nice to be here today. It's going to be a ride today. We have a couple of very interesting games to play, so strap yourself in. It's going to be a fun night.
Absolutely. I could not be more excited for what's to come. I feel like, for the sake of viewing the bracket and sort of just introducing the format, uh, we are playing Armor League. Armor League is essentially going to be following M League rules. So we have 30-10 UMA, 25 start, 30k return. We will also be, Akaari, Ipats, Urodora, Kandora, all that fun stuff. In terms of viewing the teams, I will now bring up the Google Doc. So, just give me a second. Yes, very poor overlay. I'm sorry, but I thought it would
You're
be fun.
trying, that's what matters.
That is right. So, in the 5 minutes before, so I believe SBT is triggering the game, so he can let us know when we have 5 minutes before we can start spectating. Are they already started?
Putting them in now.
Yeah, okay. So in the teams, we will sort of introduce. Introduce is a very strong term. We'll sort of show you what all the teams are and how we're going to be shortening all their names, because some of these names are absolutely horrible. So we have Zomoni. I never actually asked how to pronounce this, did I?
Well, yeah.
Zomoni Pterodus, which is the pink team, which will be consisting of 5 Frosty Archmage and DC. We have the last Weiss players, which will consist of Genji Dio, Muginara, and Mikun. I'm going by their Tenho aliases. Not Tenho, Discord ID aliases. We have Khan for Fun, which will be Murray, Dr. Docs. I don't actually know how to pronounce this name, but the Tenha ID is Trayton and Sigma. Doras for Losers. Oh, sorry, actually, before that, Flame Curse Evil Eye. The coolest, most tuney name ever. And that will have Gudetama, AKTK, Saber, and Nosti. Doras for Losers, which will be Cheese, Cheese to Go, Visa, and Nazi. So double cheese power on this team. Chombo Nomi, which will be Lasabal, Totoro, Osbor, and Morovo. We will have Notice Me Tenpai Uwu, which will be Illegal Lolly, Nepo Nips, JKX88, which is me, Veggie, and N Hombre. The Powerpuff Boys, which consists of Pipi, Miku39, and Cho. Tile Dreaming, which is Reriol, IOSQ, Akarin, and Gwillis. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce that. And finally, we have AUNSFW Wanderers, which is Chewy, Mai, and ESP Six Sense. Sorry for that. It's a very long introduction into everything. How are the games? Have they already been triggered? SBT?
Putting them in now, it seems that the tournament lobby has actually broken.
Oh no. So we have this is our schedule. So this league will run for 9 weeks. Every Saturday will be 2 Hanchans, every Sunday will be 3. Things have been randomized so that I forgot how we did the random. We just you try to play as many teams. You play every team at least once. And I think you try to play an equal amount of each team, but that wasn't theoretically possible, I think. It was just an attempt. Yep, and so after these 9 weeks of quote-unquote the group stages, we will enter the finals, where yeah, oopsie. Oh, is the stream audio a little low? Oops, I will turn that up a bit. I'll try to turn it up a bit. Thank you so much. I will. I can only really. Okay, wait. Let me put a gain filter on this. Proper. Sorry. I'll add a gain filter later when we're not introducing everything. But yes. So for the first round, each team is already for the first week, each team has already announced their players for this week. So on the left side, we have Cheese, Morovo, Nep, and I think this is Nepers and IOSK, which I cannot remember who that is. IOSQ. And playing as the other Hanchan is Genji, 8KTK, PP, and Chewy, I think. I think that's Chewy. Wait, is this Chewy? Yes, sure. So, we will start watching. Oh, both games have been triggered. I think for the sake of not delaying it any longer, we will watch this first game, which consists of the other 5 teams. But we'll try to, over the weeks of streaming, we'll try to even out how many teams we watch and that kind of stuff. But yes, we will enter this kind of lobby and watch the first dealer, which is Cheese. So I'm very excited to be here. This is not an understatement to say that I've been very excited all week in order to be talking about this kind of content. Oh, let me turn this away. Yep. So yeah, so it'd be really interesting to see how your second commentator sounds. Oh boy. Yeah, volume's a little soft. Sorry. Let me put on a gain filter. But yes, so the Hanchan is starting. SPT, could you provide a bit of bit of commentary while I try to put a gain filter on and make it sound not as quiet? Yep. So I'm watching from Cheese's perspective. If you want to have the same as mine.
Yeah. Have you actually? Has that game actually started for you?
Yes. Cheese's game.
Okay, that would explain it. Yep.
Okay.
So the games have started, and
okay.
we should be able to spectate any moment now.
So I've set my decibels a little bit higher, so please let me know if I've set my volumes a little bit low. So please let me know in the chat if it's if the volumes are good. I've set them a bit higher, but let me know. All right, sorry, go on.
I've got nothing to say really. More just really keen to get into game and start watching the games.
Yep. So we can see here that in the meantime, we've seen that a quick early pawn from Nep, which was followed up by an early pawn from Cheese. Neither of these plays seem to have particularly much value, but they have fairly fast. Nep on the Kamicha side here is in a fairly decent Ishanten. However, he is slightly trapped by the 3-6 pin, which seems to be the Tenpai for IOSK. But interestingly, all of these players are going for a very quick and dirty cheap hand, and deals in the 3 pin, dealing into Hatsu Nami for 1,000 points.
Little bit unavoidable there for him, especially because he's opened so aggressively already. But it's not the worst thing in the world. It was only East 1, so he definitely will be able to recover from that. Especially with this new hand he's picked up here, it's a very quick looking hand, but that has good potential to become very expensive very quickly.
And I think like a quick 1k hand, especially if you can do it, is very, very nice. You can just move a dealership over, and we know how deadly some dealerships can get. So, it's not. I like it. I like sort of like if you can get there, if you can play fast, and you don't feel like you can risk it. And look at IOSK.
Oh boy.
Tondora Unco.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh
Step
boy.
aside, Jay. We have a new Dora magnet in the house. Let's see. So, the Dora Anka really kind of just enables him to do anything. He's got a lot of very good shapes in his hand already, and already has a head in the 9-pin. So the five bamboo discard there isn't actually all too bad. It's kind of just a straightforward path towards Tenpai. So good
I
for him.
think that's a very apt description of it. So he is elected, rather than to play creatively, cut the Penchan or something to that degree, just elected to keep the 6 blocks in his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blocks in his hand, and allow yourself to go through that way. There are two philosophies. Either you can take the wider way. Oh my gosh, Aka 5-pin. Holy crap. If you can keep this closed, will it be a Hanuman?
It's very likely that it might actually even end up closed here. He is Ishanten, so a 3-pin draw would be amazing for him, but Cheese does happen to have all 4 of them.
Cheese, the weight magnet,
Oh,
as always.
Conversion.
So what can we see from the other players? Cheese has got a very awkward hand, I would say. It's not particularly fast. It's not particularly expensive, unless he can draw the 8-pin 7-so and pay. There is a chance that he will go for a Toy Toy Dash if the pay comes out. The Northwind comes out. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, the only thing that really seems to be going for him for this hand is that he's got that pay pair and that outside, like extremely outside chance of a Sunshoku, but I wouldn't be looking at Cheese to win this hand just because of how awkward it is. On the other hand, though, we do have Merv in his dealership with a Ipoko-looking shape. He is Ishan 10, so there is a potential to go towards run Peko here even, but he's more likely to just take the Tenpai whenever he gets there, I think.
I completely agree. I think they will end up just taking the Tenpai. If they draw the 8-so, they can drop the 8-9 mon and go for a Pinfu Round Peko. We'll see what happens. Looks like Nep has elected to cut a 1-so instead of the 7-mon, maybe hoping to go in towards a Tanyao kind of thing.
Yeah.
Chi?
Nep's hand kind of just stagnated a little. It didn't really go anywhere, but
we have the 8,000 Mangan Tenpai for IOSK. Unfortunately, Cheese has chucked out and kept all of the 8-pin weights. 7 3-pin weights.
8-pin here is very good for him, though.
Oh.
Does he take the Chi, though?
He does take the Chi and elects to go for a 3 6-pin weight, which is significantly less dead. So there are 1 6-pin left in the wall.
I wouldn't be so sure to say significantly less dead, but it is less dead.
Well, one greater than 0, at least it's still something there.
1 is indeed greater than 0,
still a bit too quiet. I think I have to turn you up a little bit. Just give me a sec.
Maybe I just
I've put you. I'm just gonna double. I'm putting the gain filter up on the turning the gain filter up. Just trying to screw with the audio settings until it works. All right, I've set things up, and hopefully that'll be good. But audience, do let me know if it is too quiet or not. He's still stuff relative to me. Okay, well, I'm definitely. Yeah, okay. We'll just do it. So, we're still waiting for that 1 6-pin. It looks like is not coming out from Nep's hand. He has detected the danger on 3 6-pin and sees no point in pushing it. Very good. my teammate, so I'm not unbiased, admittedly.
I feel like we're
Uh,
definitely going to approach a draw here. Take
Yep.
quite a catastrophist error for this to end up in a deal-in.
And so,
Yeah, East 2 plus 3k for IOSK and moving the dealership along. Not the result he would have wanted, but still.
oh, look at the Kamicha's hand. Oh my gosh. So we have Hatsu Anko, Nan pair, Tuso pair, and a 8-9 man Penchan. So we can see a very straightforward path to 3,900 or even 5,200. We'll see what happens. Looking around the board. Oh, no, pawn on the Nan, taking the first Nan.
Yeah.
What does he elect to cut?
That's a quick pawn, and it's very interesting. So you can either cut the 3-5 pin here and preserve the door in his hand, or you can cut maybe even like an 8-9 man just to like try to improve his weights later on in the line.
But I think the 9 man is Dora, so you'd prefer not to, especially because it is
Yeah,
a very important.
Yeah, you definitely would prefer not to cut the 8-9 shape. However, cutting the 3-5 pin shape followed by the 3-5 man shape is a little interesting here.
Oh, he's greeting for Chanta. Never mind, that doesn't work. Sorry, I didn't look at it correctly.
Maybe it's. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a weird toy, but this.
We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
So we can see Cheese has drawn into Diamond card. Diamond. So a Diamond card on the Hatsu to bring the new Dora, which is the 5 pin, giving Cheese 3 Dora.
Triple Dora.
Triple Dora. Looking around, we have see that Morovo has a 2 Shanten, 3 Shanten, something a little bit awkward, but still technically usable. We have IOSK with a Haku pair. We'll be interested to see if they decide to pawn the first Haku or not, especially since they've been given a Dora. Oh, and the Haku does come.
I feel like Dora might be very enticing for him here, and he's likely to take it. Yeah, he does take it. Probably 6-8 bamboo here. Maybe even a pair, however, might be a cut.
Oh, cuts the 2 pin. Oh, we have our first Hanaka Tanki of the evening.
I'm
my
unsure how
gosh.
I feel about this.
So we have Tenpai for Nep Nep, waiting for the Lone Naiman for Hatsu Nan Dora Dora. We have Ishanten for IOSK. Needs a 1-4 or a 3-6 pin. We see Cheese is still so Ishanten for Chitoy. Will be interesting to see if he does pawn the Chun if it comes out. And we're still quite a few Shanten away from Morovo. Unfortunately, Morovo's hand has not been able to progress at the same rate. Morovo picks up the Chun, I think realizes that exact thing where where the hand is not particularly progressing and decides to keep it, at least for a little bit, rather than risk dealing in with it. Oh, and it's Sumo's! Sumo's the last 9-man for the last 9-man for Nan Hatsu Dora Dora. Absolutely amazing.
That's a power move.
That is a powerful move.
Yeah, setting the tone for the league.
Setting the tone for the league. Okay, that was So we're now at East 4, Nep Nep's dealership. He's just picked up a Haku pair, so can elect to go for maybe a Haku Aka kind of hand. Cheese has cut the ton with pretty decent shapes, 2 Roundmen. Oh, yeah, 2 Roundmans, 2 completed melts, and a few loose tiles. Ton has been pawned by Morovo, who seems to be going for a cheaper hand and has the shapes for it. So like Roundman, I believe this is just more of a this hand's not going to get expensive unless I hard cut into the Pinzu, so maybe I'll just go faster. That is my look into it. Right.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
So the Haku comes out from Cheese, allowing Nep Nep to pawn it. also going for a fairly faster hand, but does have the Aka 5-man that they can choose to liberate. 2-man Chi from Morovo, so speeding up the hand to Ishanten. Oh, giving the
Yeah.
Tenpai to
Ooh.
IOSK for the
Hanchan
Kanchan
ate
8-so.
so.
I like it, I like it. Reach Aka. Yeah, reach Aka.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Oh!
Textbook reach. This is fairly interesting indeed. Cheese is probably likely to push here.
He has to push it. This is such a good hand. How could you not want to push this hand? Tanky Tenpai!
Oh boy.
Tanky Tenpai! Will he Richi? Will he Dama? Well, will he Dama on? Richi on the pay Tanky!
Yeah. Oh
For
no.
Reach Ipeko Akadora. Waiting on the Nan. So we have Nan versus 8-so, no, Pei versus
Oh
8-so,
no.
and Morovo has
Morovo,
picked
you're
up
in
both
danger.
of them!
You're in danger.
Morovo is in danger! Oh no!
What?
Oh no. Cutting the 1-pin. Oh, picks up the second pay!
Oh no.
Extincting...
Skillful dodging. Skillful dodging. To be fair, the
Skillful.
1-pin is Gambitsu.
Yes, yes.
The more what's the word? The more, I guess, skill expression comes now when he's got no obvious safe tiles.
Oh, elects to just cut the 1-man. Nothing,
Hmm.
therefore push, I presume.
Yeah. Norths are probably looking a little spicy to him just because there are the fact that there haven't been any that have been discarded yet, and the fact that North player has reached.
Yes, I 100% agree with you. North player has reached, and more importantly, the dealer isn't letting go of some Norths, so the Norths are in the wilderness somewhere. They're not nice. Oh no! In trying, instead of taking the Tenpai, he elects to deal the North, which does deal in, to reach Ipeko Akadora for 8,000 to cheese. Very unfortunate. 5-man was it? Actually, didn't the 5-man just pass?
I don't think it did.
Oh no, that was a 6-man. My mistake.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
Yeah, no. 5-man was a very scary tile to cut, so I understand. Unfortunately, if he had gone for the Tenpai, if he had just pushed in, would have made it. So looking around, Cheese's hand is already extremely scary. We see a potential for Tanyao San Shokodora. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
If we look at Morovo's hand, it's just loaded with Dora. So we've got 2 Arcas and 1 normal Dora, but the shapes are not very nice, especially to go for an open Tanya. For IOSK, we see 2 Dora, and we see 5 pairs. So they're likely going for Chitoy right now. Unlikely.
It's a similar situation to Morovo IOSK has, that they've got a lot of Dora, but no convenient way to get there. Does seem like he's going for some sort of toy push, maybe.
Now it seems like IOSK has, rather than stick with the Chitoy, has elected to pawn the 1-so and go for a toy. So aiming for a toy Dora or Dora-san. 9-so pawns, and now he has Ishanten for toy Dora.
I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the toy push, just because whilst the 1 bamboo and the 9 bamboo are very easy tiles to call, Dora 5-man, 4-man aren't the easiest tiles to call after you've already called 2 tiles.
I agree. We'll have to see how it pans out. Oh, we see a Hatsupon from Morovo. Makes sense, electing to push forward the hand, Yaku Dora 3. Now Cheese is in a unique position. He's a little bit stuck. Ooh, cuts. Well, 9-pin is cheat, completing a 7-8-9 meld. Now, Morovo has a very awkward choice between which red. Oh, and there's the Tenpai!
Tenpai for cheese.
Tenpai for cheese. Tanya Sanshokudora.
As dealer, so this is a dealer Mangan, easy for him already.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Now, we haven't spoken about Nepal too much yet. He is Ishanten.
Yes.
However, he's in a very dangerous Ishanten if he draws the wrong tile.
Yes, definitely. Oh, Morovo is in Tenpai, waiting on the 6-9 mon, does not elect to go for the 5 Sotanki, but takes the cheaper 2,000 point hand. Oh, he might be bailed out.
Yeah.
He got bailed out, drawing
Nep
into...
drew the correct side of this. However, he is only reached enough. He would be reached nothing, so he does decide to dumber here.
Does decide to Dharma, yep. Also, good choice from the viewer box, because we can see that 4 of the weights are in Cheese's hand, but you can't know that at the time, of course. Oh, draws the 8 so that... Oh, right, that's the wrong tile to deal in. Yep.
No Yaku.
No Yaku. Oh, and IOSK does end up drawing the 4 man, being on a 5 man 7 pin, and Sumogiri Richi from Nep.
Sumogiri Richi feels a little strange here, honestly. I feel like if you're going to reach, you should have just reached immediately.
Oh, okay, this is spicy. Merover has switched the 6-9 man to the 6 Sotanki, fearing the 6 so. Everyone's Tenpai. We'll just have to see what happens. There are 2 7 so's in the wall.
Oh no.
There are 2 7 so's in the wall. You said oh no, and I paused because I couldn't figure out if that was bad.
No, I'm just looking around. It says there's no Dora left for IOSK to draw.
The
So
Dora is dead.
He's relying on specifically 5 man here.
Yes, so it's a 5 man, 2 of which are left in the wall, versus the 7 so, 2 of which are left in the wall, versus what was a Kanchan 7 so what wasn't a 6 so Tanki, which is elected to be folded by Morovo.
Morovo wisely folds there. However, IOSK is stuck in a little bit more of a tighter situation just because he does have that Dora pair already. So he does deal the 7 so
hits the Ura for reach. Sanshoku Tanyao Aka Ura for 18,000 points. Very harsh hit, but a bit of a stuck situation. No real easy way to get out of that hand, unfortunately.
Yeah. When you fight dealer with 2 Dora, expect to be burnt. So, unfortunate outcome for him, but in a parallel universe, he would have got that Toy Dora free.
Oh, it would have indeed. So, we've moved on to the next hand. We see a Haku pair that has been pawned off by Cheese. Elects to keep the Nans and Hatsu to, I suppose, maybe stay safer, rather than seeing the Uke from the 1 man, which is not very high. So that does make sense.
His hand is also in a little bit of like a weirder shape to complete by drawing tiles himself. So throwing away the 1 man and enabling himself to maybe even pawn the 2 man later and grab a pair somewhere else is a fair idea.
Yep. I agree with that.
Holding on to the extra honors is also, extra Yaku if you happen to find them. So 1 man there is probably fine.
We see IOSK has also pawned the Hatsu. So in a Ishan 10.
Richi here for Morovo.
Oh.
Richi Perko, Kanchan on the 2 pin.
This hand is so close to being so expensive. It's a bit greedy to wait for the 1 so. It is a bit greedy to wait for the 1 so immediately. But it is fun to imagine, waiting for the 1 so.
I feel like I would have. In this point situation, I probably would have.
So we can see what other players reacted to. We see that Nep is still kind of pushing. The 2 man looks safer with the 3 man 1 man cut. Hatsu immediately comes out from Cheese to avoid the aparts, and Cheese decides... Well, it hasn't drawn anything to spur a decision yet. We still have Ishan 10 from IOSK, who's shifting. So rather than cutting the 6 pin, is cutting the 3 man, so as not quite to deal in yet, if given the choice. 1 so pair.
Good sumo for Morovo here.
You are like a fraction of a second ahead of me. Okay.
Okay.
No. It's fine. So you're right. Reads to Ipeiko, taking a nice 1,000, 2,000 hand and moving it on. So you're saying things just like I can hear it from your screen. So you're saying it just as like it hasn't happened for me yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So No, that's all. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, Nan Anko from Cheese. Electing to keep all the honors, maybe going for a Manzu Honets, and choosing and 9-so is not quite as useful. Drawing a 3-pin will definitely dash the Manzu Honets. It's too efficient otherwise. Moreover has a pair of Hakus, so we'll have to see if it decides to pawn the first Haku, and 1 Dora, so it has some nice cash in value. We see IOSK with a very interesting sort of hand. Could be shorting.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't shove some kind of Honetsu looking hand here.
Oh, Sanso! Sanso! Sorry. Praise though, praise be. Praise be.
Aka 5 draw for Neb Neb. Dora 2 now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tushant.
Isham 10 on a couple potentials here. He's got Itsu, he may have had that Shanpon way at the 8. Elects not to. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the keeping the 5-so over the 8, just because a bit draws another 5-so here though.
Oh, pawn, ton pawn, and yes, hard shorting into the Sozu, going for Sozu Honet. Oh, manages to draw another 5-so. What will he Alex? That is very good. Alexa cut the 2-man, keep the open Itsu Dora Dora available. Chi on the 2-so. We'll have to see what happens. Does Cheese choose to cut the Haku? Ooh, chooses to cut the Haku, allowing the dealer to pawn it and progress their hand. Oh, drawing the 7-man, opening up the potential Sanmen-chan for Nep Nep. We'll have to see if he decides to take it. Does not. Would rather keep the open. Yes, would rather keep the open Itsu. 7-man is pawned off by Murovo, so going for Haku Dora, maybe Dora Dora if he can draw well. What can we see here? Ooh,
Cheese is in a little awkward of a position. He doesn't want to drop the any of the bamboos into the into his Toyman. However, he doesn't exactly want to cut Dora all too much.
I agree with that. We see that IOSK has achieved Tenpai for Honitsu Aka, so 3,900. And moreover has drawn the 4-so. What does he elect to do? Cuts the 6-man, which deals into Cheese's 6-man Tanki for Nan Dora Dora. It's a very unfortunate timing for Morovo. Caught between a rock and a hard place again. And we move on to South 3 with IOSK as dealer. Ooh! Pair of Nans, pair of Pays, pair of 8-sos, and pair of 8 Mans. Will they elect to go for a toy-ish side of hand, or maybe shorting a suit, or maybe just even keeping it as efficient as possible? Oh, gets to pay Anko, so that's interesting.
So, still Anko here, right?
Oh, yes. No, I don't actually. Ooh, that would be so interesting if you could get there, but that's just not likely.
So the Toy Dash is definitely a very interesting option here. However, it's a little bit, I wouldn't know how to explain, unfortunate, I guess, considering how the shape of his hand is actually amazing. However, the Toy definitely allows the hand to be worth a little bit more.
And interestingly, as you mentioned that, he dashes the Toy. So rather than cutting, say, a 7-so, he elects to just cut the 8-so to affirm the shape in the 6-9-so region. So, as we were mentioning, rather than sort of like going for a slower, more sluggish Toy, seems to be going for just a quick 2,000 point hand to try and progress the round. So we see
it's a very light play, you could describe it as.
Cheese has Dora Dora, so 3 Doras, so going for a very straightforward Tanyao Dora Dora. So Dora-san may have to end up drawing one of the Doras, but I'm going to guess it's a price Cheese is willing to pay for it. We see Chi on the 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's so much happening. Chi from IOSK going for a headless Ishan 10 with 2 Raumans, very wide. We see Nep Nep in Tenpai for Tanyao Dora 1. Waiting on the 4-7 pin. And we see Morovo, who again seems to hold a tile of death that may come out. Chun, maybe Sanshoku. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Cheese the
Cheese.
5 surf or
Yeah,
Tanya
does
Dorosa.
manage to hit Tenpai here.
Yes, so waiting for the Kanchan 3-mon, for which there is only one left.
Doesn't exactly have any upgrade potentials for his hand either now. He has already
Yes.
pawned the 5-mon and has discarded the 6-mon. So, yeah, upgrade potential for him aren't very live anymore.
We've seen that IOSK has reached Tenpai for 6-9 so for 1,500. So we see that it's a Mangan. Ooh. And the 9 so just gets immediately dropped, giving Morovo 1,500, shutting down Cheese's hand.
It's not exactly the way I expected IOSK's hand to progress, but you know, he got there, and that's what he needs right now in last place with his South dealership.
Yes, I completely agree.
This hand does look slightly better for him. Does have a reach, maybe if he's lucky, Pinfu potential, but it's got a little bit of a way to go before it becomes valuable. 7-mon draw for him is pretty good here, though. Fills the Penchan side, and puts himself into Ishan 10. So, as dealer, you know, you can't really ask for much more.
I find it interesting that Cheese has elected to skip the Chun pawn, potentially thinking his hand is not quite fast enough, but will take the second one. So, trying to float having to pawn it off rather than pawn it immediately.
Yeah, his hand it has a lot of Kanchan weight, so it'd be a little bit difficult to fill them on his own. So having not having to pawn the Chun immediately is a good idea. It does, as you mentioned, though, it does take the second one. The 2-mon draw for him is pretty good, as it allows for him to pawn, and you know, there it is, does pawn the 2-mon. Puts himself into Ishan 10. The awkward situation now is that he does need that 8-mon Kanchan fill, which to us, we can see that there's none existing.
Yes, and has unfortunately gotten into Tenpai for the Kanchan 8-mon, which may come out of Nep's hand. 8-mon is a little bit vulnerable in that hand, so we'll have to see.
Potentially dangerous for Nep.
Yes. Hopes are definitely not dashed yet. Oh, can switch to the 8-7-mon Sharpo, but elects to skip it. What else can we see as we go across? We see Morovo still a little bit awkward. A few Ishan 10, but not for a particularly nice weight-looking hand. But if they'll be waiting on the Dora either way, or need to utilize the Dora either way, so it's not a disaster. We see that IOSK has dumped the Dora 8-pin, electing perhaps. Oh, okay. Perhaps skipping the round card. I think full pin should have been cut, but so that you can utilize the Dora. But I mean, I guess this is a very good Suji trap for what it's worth. So IOSK has Reached for Reach Nomi, but has the Suji trap on the 5-pin. Ooh, and Morovo is also in Tenpai right now. Will they elect to take their Kanchan 3-pin weight? And they do.
East is pretty safe, so they probably would have taken it. It's just a matter of whether or not they reach, and they do decide to reach here.
Yes.
This is probably a fine reach. Like, reach Dora, you know, you can't really let East...
Oh, no!
Oh, no. You can't really let East win, because then you're in a lot tighter of a position, because you don't have a dealership anymore. Unfortunately, deals in here.
Yes, for Reach...
Essentially swings the positions around.
So for Reach Ura 1, 3,900. Yep, as you said, swinging the positions around. What can we see when we look around? We see a non-pair from Morovo, who may... and a very chantery looking kind of hand. So we may see something like Nan Chanta Sanshoku. We'll have to see what happens.
Does have a lot of loose honors though, and it's
Yes.
it's not exactly what you want to see when you're in last place South Free.
Absolutely. Just to remind me, there's no bankruptcy, right? So you don't have to worry about like bankrupting players.
Yes, so if you hit negatives, there is no easy way out. You keep playing.
No. Don't describe it as an easy way out. Describe it as you always have a comeback chance. I don't know what you mean.
If you want to see it that way, that
Yeah,
way.
come on. Optimism. I don't know what you mean. Always be optimistic.
I see.
um,
Slow progression here for most hands actually. A copy of the Dora in Morovo's hand here, except he would have to elect to take the 8-so Kanchan as opposed to a 5-8-so Runman. Draws a 1-man and does progress towards that Chunter you mentioned.
I think they'll need it. Oh, it depends if they're playing Last Avoidance or if they're trying to play to, let's say, take second place. They will need an expensive hand if they're going to take second place, but if they're playing for like an avoidance kind of thing, it may not be necessary to force Chanter in. But again, we'll have to see.
Nep on the other hand is actually progressing the hand pretty well here. Does approach Kushanten, it looks like.
Yep.
Electing to cut a free pin out of their 2-2 free set though.
Perhaps trying to commit to a Tan Yao. Maybe they're praising 3-so as they should be.
Does feel a little bit iffy considering that they transition from 2 pairs to 3 pairs.
Yes.
The Sun Mention in the Muns also doesn't confirm that he will be in Tanyao either, so I feel like that's a slight misplay. Whether or not it will actually matter in the long run, because there are already 2 1-pins out, is yet to be determined. But I guess he does have better calling options now if he wants to take them.
So gets the 4-man. Very nice draw because it keeps this kind of Tanyao Ishanten. We see a pawn of the Nan from Morovo, so progressing towards this Chanta Nan Dora 1 kind of shape. Cheese's hand started off very pretty and is now stagnated a little bit, unfortunately, because of his draws. But
it kind of didn't go anywhere, did it?
Yeah, but the fortunate part about his position is that he doesn't actually need it. Like he's not in any emergency to win a hand or force anything in. He's very happy to have a slightly deconstructed hand, so to speak, as long as it's safe. And probably his main goal is not to feed Morovo, or you could say even maybe to give Morovo some tiles to pass on the dealership. We'll have to see. Oh, sorry. As I was talking, IOSK had gotten into Tenpai for Reach Pinfu Takame
Possible Tanyao here.
Oh,
Yeah.
and a chase waiting on the 3-so. Waiting on the 3-so.
Hold on, this hand just got very spicy. 3-so draw here from Morovo. Folds with Dora. Actually, no, that's Genbutsu.
Yes.
My bad.
Yes, Genbutsu against both. So a good conservative fold. How many? Okay, so we have 4 weights left for IOSK and 2 weights left for NepNep. IOSK has a very nice 5-8 Ron if they can get it off on the 4-man side, and a 2-9 if they can't. Whereas NepNep has a and draws the 4-man. Oof. Hitting the larger end. 1 Ura will make it big. It will make it 12,000. Doesn't get there.
No 12,000. 5,800 is good, though. Does put himself into shooting range of second place.
Yeah, and so giving off the 5,800, very good for IOSK. So okay, who has the most interesting hand here? Everyone's hands are very average at this point.
Yeah, there's not exactly anything that stands out. I guess you could mention that maybe Nep has 2 red Dora. However, his hand is exceptionally awkward.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain these hands other than depressing.
Unfortunately, well, I mean, it's interesting because no particular player is depressed in this case. Everyone just has equally very awkward hands, so we'll have to see how they sort of trade off between efficiency and speed. So, as an example, like Cheese's hand is keeping more honors for more folding potential. So it's a very sort of cheese-ish playstyle to say, oh, I'm not really going to use this tile in most cases, so I'd rather keep these honor tiles as safe. And in his point position, it does make a lot of sense. We can see player like Nep Nep and IOSK, they're just trying to progress as fast as possible to either guarantee their positioning or just progress. Like they're not too worried about this sort of safety thing because they don't have enough of a bedding of points to be like concerned about it. And we see that there are more mid-ish drops from Morovo. Potentially trying to build towards particular hands. So rather than, so yeah, so that one is more of a value kind of thing. So like trying not to make it cheap, I guess, so to speak. So we see a pawn from Nep Nep, going for Tanyao, Dora. Well, there are 2 at least, and maybe Dora 3 if it all pans out well.
It's a little bit of an awkward shape he has. He can't really effectively use that 2-3 runman because he is in Furiten on one side.
So will he he may elect to cut a 2-3 man because of that, as you've said. So that's what he decides to do. Still in 2 Shanten, 3
doesn't
Shanten,
have
3 Shanten.
yeah, doesn't have the head either though. So it's
Oh no, 2 Shanten, 2 Shanten. My bad. Yep.
It's going to be a very interesting progression for him.
We'll have to see. Oh, never mind. Just draw like a god. Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Don't be so stressed out.
My.
Just draw. Just draw well. So.
Still does. Oh my.
Oh, it cuts the 2-pin.
2-pin there is actually a very fair discard, I think.
Would you say it was to maybe snipe off a 2-man?
No, I actually think so 2-man, he's unlikely to find the 2-man here quite fairly, just because there is only one left. If he happens to draw the 5-pin here, it does allow for a Nobutan shape instead of like just a naked Tunky. So it's actually, I feel like that's what he's going for. 2-man later, holding the 2-man also enables him to just kind of dodge a more dangerous position later on, you could say.
So we see Nep Nep's hand just gets very, very pretty over time. Drawing another 7-so, so cutting the 4-pin and making it as wide and Ishanten as possible, able to pawn off the 6-so, 7-so, or Chi 2-5-so, 5-8-pin, something like that. I think 8-so as well.
Yeah, and in basically all scenarios, he is able to use the that free bamboo Dora now.
Yeah.
So he's put himself in a good situation here.
Oh, interesting. Cheese draws another 1-so, electing to just be playing more for Keiten than any actual Yaku. Keeping the churn in case he faces any actual grave danger. We've sort of seen a stagnation on IOSK's hands. If you sort of look at the Tsumogiris or Tadashis, they're quite depressing. Yeah, so not really any progression, unfortunately, for IOSK, and same can be said for Morovo. Hand is trying to go for the Itsu-ish kind of shape, but is feeling a little bit awkward in getting there.
Cheese did have that outside Sun Shoku, like 1, 2, 3 Sun Shoku shape, but drawing the door and having to discard it into whatever his Kamichara is doing is questionable at best.
Looks like Nep skipped the Tenpai on the 6-0. Did not choose to pawn the 6-0, which would have given him Tenpai for Tanyao Dora-san. Maybe it was a bit hard to see, so that may be the reason why. And elects to insta-fold on the 6-pin, which makes sense because there's only one draw left.
Does keep a Tenpai here, however.
And IOSK got into Tenpai immediately at the end, leaving us with 2 Tenpai, 2 No-Ten, moving into South 3-4. So we've got many repeats.
Yeah, does hop into second place here though, and whether or not IOSK manages to hold second place here is going to be a definite contention. We do see 2 pairs of the Dora in both Nep and Morovo's hand here, so expensive hand possibilities, but no convenient ways to move them forward.
Yeah, they've sort of mochi'd each other because they may open their hands to try and run off a pawn off the Dora pair side, but that's not going to work out, unfortunately, because they are holding each other's Dora pairs. Which provides and as I was talking about it, seems like that is the direction in which Nep is choosing to go, cheeing for the 1-2-3 so and trying to make use of the Dora pair. Unfortunately, it will not work out here. 7-8-9 pin Chi.
I feel like an interesting point to raise here is that he did have that potential for maybe an Itsu or even a Chanta style hand. But, as we have mentioned, because to him it looks like he does have that he has that double south possibility. He does try to make use of that triplet, but yeah, it's not going to work out for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately he does get into Keishiki Tenpai for the 4-7 pin, with no real Yaku in sight. We'll have to see what happens, what direction.
There's no easy way to progress his hand. What I feel like is going to end up happening is that he's going to draw into maybe like a 5-6 pin, go into the Shanpon shape, and then sit until the end of the hand trying to find the south.
I completely agree with that. And as you...
Never mind.
So
Shanta
push on the 9 so if you can get the 9... the Tenpai, unfortunately, for... yep, as you mentioned. Sorry, a lot has just happened. Tenpai for the dealer, Kanchan Foso for Reach Ipeiko. We see Nep has gotten into Tenpai for the Nan 6-pin Atozuke on the Nan. So they're kind of dead in the water because if the Nan probable, I highly doubt it'll come out. Cheese is an ideal Ishanten. May pawn the Hatsu to try and grab like a 1k hand for to try and grab the Reichi sticks bonuses in the middle. We'll have to see what happens when they get into a dangerous tile draw. Morovo is still progressing with an ideal Ishanten. Probably wanting to cash in the 2 Doras that they have. Will be interesting to see if they decide to... Oh, not ideal Ishanten, but if they draw something like an 8, so will be interesting to see if they take the Sharpon or not. We'll have to see what happens.
I feel like at this point in the hand that you kind of have to take the Sharpon, just because... well, you wouldn't have to, but you'd be more inclined to do so, I feel.
Well, it's more of a comparison of like, do you trust the 3-6 man or the thing? Oh, they drop their Ishanten. So they've elected to fold on the 8-pin rather than progress their hand forward, which strands the 2 Nans in their hand. So, as before, Nep is definitely not going to complete their hand. We still have 2 Forsos in the wall, which is quite interesting. Where are they?
Rather, Morova could actually enter Tenpai here if he does draw any of the 3-pin or 8 bamboo.
Cheese has gotten
Really
into
cheeky.
Tenpai for 5-8 so.
That will probably just that draws a fold for Morova, I feel. Double Dora, but no way to push, so he kind of has to bail and hope he gets another fighting chance in no last.
I agree. Nep has a very awkward path to folding, which is awkwardly maintaining their Tenpai, because every tile they draw is Suji, which is not nice. Deals in on the 5 so from Cheese for reach Nomi, grabbing the extra sticks in the middle, so turning their 1000 hand into a 5500 hand, and we enter all last. So with the point situation, it seems to be a fight for second place rather than a fight for first.
Yeah, without a doubt. There's
without a very big hand from Nep, of course.
there's not it's not a small chance either that Morova may actually be able to sneak into second place here.
Oh, definitely. There is, with
yeah.
the dealer penalty, it is very possible that Morovo can get a big enough hand. It would have to depend on what tiles they draw. They could draw along the Itsu. So maybe reach Sumo, Itsu, Dora, and if you hit an Ura, that's a Hanuman, which will launch him to second place. We'll have to see what happens.
Direct hit Mungan also gets in there, but whether or not that actually happens,
I don't
is a
think
whole
it.
different
I don't think
question.
it would because they'll be behind IOSK at that point.
Direct hit Mungan is a 16k swing, isn't it?
Yes, but he's 10.1k behind IOSK, and
yeah.
so it would just be last avoidance. It would be a third place, but it would not be avoiding last.
Just shy.
Yeah, just shy.
Hmm.
Pon Haku from IOSK progressing towards a Haku Aka for 2000. Interestingly, that will not give IOSK enough points to take second place unless it is a direct hit off of Nep, or even a Sumo. Would that do it? 19. No, a Sumo would not do it. So we will see if if IOSK decides to skip wins on the 5 so to try and take second place, or if they decide that they just want to avoid last place. Cheese has cheed the 3 pin on the 2-4 pin, perhaps wanting to either go for an open Sanshoku kind of shape, or maybe even Tanya.
He's definitely just trying to end the game here.
Yeah, I agree with that. We see Nep in Ishan 10 for Itsu, maybe Pinfu, Dora 1. Will they decide to chi the 3-mon? Or the 2-5 pin is a very, very different question, however.
Or, draw the 3-mon yourself.
Oh, no, you're... Okay, so he draws the 3-mon himself and decides to reach chi, waiting for the 2-5 pin, putting tremendous pressure because this is a very, very big hand.
He's dead. I think his weight's actually dead in the water, though.
No, two pins left.
He's got two pins.
Yes, two pins left. That 1000 stick does actually make it enough for IOSK to Tsumo and to run off anybody and get second. So this is a very ideal scenario for IOSK if they're deciding that they want to. Well, it's ideal for them because they'd want to. Sorry, I'm keep mixing up my words. They want to push, so to speak.
Yeah. They want to go for that second place.
Exactly. We'll have to see what exactly happens.
Didn't take the 5.
Doesn't take the 5 so win on Cheese, which would have been enough to get second place.
Yeah, does he not realize that would have been enough?
I think the Rikichi stick in the middle muddled the math a bit, unfortunately. It would have been enough on the 5 so run to take second place for IOSK. So we'll have to see if that backfires, or perhaps hopefully they will realize later. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We still have 1 2-pin left in the wall. IOSK has switched their weight from 5/8-so to 5/8-pin 6-so.
Happens to be Genbutsu on the dealer as well, though.
That's such a
Oh,
scary.
no.
That's such a
Surely
scary
not.
tile to cut.
Surely not.
Oh, draws the 8-pin.
Ah,
2-pin.
oh boy, that's going to sting.
Oh no! Does he deal it? Does he end up dealing it? He does deal it. That does hurt, and it gets him back. Reach pin for Itsudora. Any Ura for the 18,000? No, but that does sting. And now we have created a fight. It is a fight for first and a fight for third. Between third and fourth and first and second. that is not a very ideal hand from Nep, unfortunately, but you're gonna have to take what you get. This also gives Morova a very prime opportunity to get out of last place, only needing 2,000 points or a 1,000
especially with that uncle of the Haku there. He's gifted a golden ticket out of last place.
We'll see if they can capitalize. Oh, draws the Hatsu pair, so maybe giving Nep more time. Yes, a dogfight for third place is a very apt description. A dogfight for third, and an elegant war for first, because neither first nor second are particularly worried about dropping at this point. So I imagine Cheese may throw caution to the wind, or I would even wager he may be tempted to intentionally feed Morovo's hand. Because that will secure first against almost every hit. But Nep will not go down without a fight, so we'll have to see how the tiles end up coming along. Morovo is in an interesting position in that currently the hand is not quite big enough unless they Tumo it, I believe. Right? Because for third place.
Oh, Morova's already in third.
Oh, right. No, sorry. I was thinking the other way around. My mistake. Dora Unko from Cheese.
Oh my.
Oh my. Oh my. After dropping 3 5-pins and your hand still looks this pretty. Oh my gosh. So it does elect to go for the ideal Ishanten, waiting for 4-so, 6-man, 2-5-so, 6-9-so.
Sorry, I forget I'm a couple seconds
It's okay,
ahead.
it's okay. Tenpai reaches, as you do, surprisingly high amount of weight dead. So we'll have to see what happens. I imagine Nep will not play with much safety, because there is not much reason to play for safety at this point. It will just be interesting how Morovo interacts with the situation. Cuts the Haku, realizing that if Morovo does feed, they will end up in last place, so they do not want to feed.
Yeah, the earnest isn't on him to win the hand here, so he kind of just passes the burden to IOSK, saying, you know what? You do what you want with this, I'm just going to sit here.
Manages to avoid dealing in on the 5-so when they pawn the Hatsu, so it cuts the 3-so instead. Very, very nice, very nice. 2-man draw. I imagine 2-man will come... Oh, 7-pin? Okay, fair enough. With 3 5-pins out, that also does make sense. And 2-man...
7-pin is very fair with the two-sided card there. The 3 8-pins and a 3 5-pins. Or 4 8-pins, rather.
Now, Nep is in a very nice Ishanten. 2, 3, 5, 6-man, 5-so Ishanten. For
triplet discards.
Oh no. Guys, the pair-based flow.
Oh no.
So Morovo is trying to maneuver around. To his credit, he is trying to maneuver around into Tenpai without having to cut the 2-5 so. Or imagine like a 9 so. We'll have to see what happens. So, Nep Nep draws the 4-man, discards the 2-man, Suji, and Morovo has maneuvered successfully into Tenpai. Waiting for
I
the
don't think
2 so
he's
pay.
not out of the woods yet.
Oh,
However.
definitely not. And also,
Yeah.
it's not, no Yaku, so even if a North does come out, it is not going to matter. It was just interesting if they were able to sustain Keishiki Tenpai, which it does not seem to be the case. We're entering the final draws, everyone. Can Nep Nep get into Tenpai and progress the round forward? We'll find out.
An important important note to bring up is that if
Oh.
IOSK manages to Tenpai, they actually leap into third place there.
Unfortunately, IOSK does deal in to reach Dora 3 for 8,000, sealing our Hanchan.
Yeah,
So we end the
definitely
hunt.
going to be kicking himself about that pass on the win.
The Mahjong gods are not to be spited. So we have an ending with Cheese in first place, Nep Nep in second, Morovo in third, and IOSK in fourth place. Do we know if the other Hanchan is over? I believe so. It is. So that let me go fetch. Let me go see if the results for the second Hanchan have been written down somewhere, just for indication, or I can just like look at the results to check. Yep. So the second Hanchan has been done for. We see Chewy in first place, PP in second, Genji in third, and AKTK in fourth place. So that was So we will be getting the first places of the Hanchans that we watch to an interview. I want to see if we can get an interview right now. No, are we just starting on time?
I actually think we're slightly behind schedule right now.
Well, we
think.
slightly. Oopsie. So, right. Let me know when the games start. We will at the end of the stream be talking to Cheese about his first place, seeing if there is any thoughts he'd like to bring upon us, enlighten us with, so to speak. So for the next game, who do you reckon we should watch? Because half the people we just watched are going to be in like equally divided. So either way, we're going to double dip, so to speak. We have one. No, okay. We have one game with Nosti and Totoro. I think we have to. I feel
like the Sydney Showdown is going to
Yes, we have to. We have to watch.
Going to be the game to watch.
Yes, we have to watch Nosti and Totoro. I think it's a must. Don't worry, we will try to even out the amount of games we watch of each team as much as possible. But they have something of a rivalry, Nosti and Totoro, so we would like to see what happens between them. Yes. So, are the games already starting?
I'm putting them in now.
Okay, cool. Let me know when they have started. I wonder, do you reckon we could get Cheese in for the interview in the 5 minutes it takes to trigger the next game?
Could
yes, I will go message him. All right, cool. I'm gonna add him to this call real quick, and then I'm gonna boot him. Okay, sure. I forgot to take notes on that Hanchan.
I'm gonna hope that the volume's okay.
I also hope the volumes are okay. Hey, congratulations! That was an amazing first place. 60k, solid start for your team.
Yes.
let me go find the replay. You put it. Oh, did you? Yeah. Have you entered the logs into the chat yet?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Oh, I just put mine straight into the document. I can chuck it in.
Yeah. Can you chuck it into? Oh, I can just find it then. That's fine. I just want to copy. Want to discuss some of your big moments. All that cheesy stuff.
Sure.
So, yes. Let me fast forward to some of these big wins, like over here when you had
Oh,
the
man.
Tanyao Sanshoku Dora one. So when you chose to Dharma, what was your mentality? Was you just thinking it's a bad weight, so I don't want to? It's enough value, that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah. So it's Tanya Sanshoku Dora. That's already 12k.
Mm-hmm.
That's like enough reason to Dharma. And then the tournament just chucked out 7 so if anyone thinks that 7 so safe, they might just chuck it out.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then when the Aka 5 so comes out from my Shumo chart, I'm like, okay, neither of these guys probably have a 7 so in their hand.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's fine. I can just keep Dharmaing.
So, was there any credence to perhaps pawning the Aka 5 so and going for Tanyao? Oh, actually, that's a bit too cheap, isn't it?
That'd be Tanya Dora. Yes, I
Yeah.
did consider that, to be
Yeah.
honest, when it came out. Then I was like, it's 5,800. The other thing was, when the Aka 5 so came out, I also have a Kabe of the 5 so.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, yes, it was just wondering, would you value the two-sided weight, 5/8, over the Dharma 12,000?
No, I wouldn't. I think the 7 so is a good way to stay on. So.
Yes. Yeah.
But then, Kamicha reaches.
Mhm.
And like he was one of the main reasons that like I could Dharma and he might just deal in as he progresses his hand normally. But
Mhm.
once he reaches, basically all 3 people are more offensive than defensive. So at this point, I might as well just reach.
And if you hit Ura, as happens, you do get the Hanuman. Yeah.
Exactly.
Was there any fear with the Tsumagiri Richi, or even maybe the opposite? Did you see anything into sort of like the fact that it was directly cut from the hand? Was there a consideration, or was this more just like a blind? I know what I should do.
To be honest, I didn't notice that he Tsumagiri reach.
Fair enough.
I just noticed that he reached. I was like, all right, I'll just follow and we'll coin flip, whatever.
Yeah. What else was there? Oh yeah, I remember this hand. This hand was very, very scary. You elected to go for the Pei Tanki. This was your reach
the one
Ipeiko
previous,
Doro.
right? Yes.
Yes.
So I YOLO'd that so hard. Imagine just waiting for 2 turns for the chun and then reaching a Sumo on the chun.
Not like this. Oh my gosh.
I honestly didn't know what I should do. My reasoning for the Pei Tanki was none of the Peis are out, right? So if Toyman's waiting on Pei, like Champagne, as a Z-win, I'm gonna deal in if I deal the Pei. If he doesn't have the Pei, then they're probably in the wall, or people might use it to defend against the pair somewhere else. So that was my reasoning for the Pei Tanki. It might have probably been better just to wait to connect to one of the other tiles.
Yeah, so would there be an argument to say, because the 2-pin had just recently passed through the Ricci, maybe waiting a turn or two to try and improve your weight, and it's already a 5-2 run anyways, so it's not horrible if you get it off?
I honestly just YOLO'd that. But the Pei reasoning was half of it. Like, if Toyman has it, I'm going to deal in if I deal the Pei, and if he doesn't, then it's live.
So I've just gotten that game 2 has started. Thank you so much. Congratulations. It's getting your team off to a good start. Dora's for losers.
Yes. Hopefully the rest of my team will carry on our win streak and be first at the top of the leaderboard.
Okay. Thank you so much.
The interviews, guy. All
right. Thank you so much. All right. I believe the second game has started. We are going to watch this one, I believe. Oh. Wait. Okay, I misinterpreted what started mean. We're just gonna get 4 minutes of silence. Oh my!
I wasn't sure how to tell you, but
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I thought when they said started, I thought when I heard started, I meant like started as in like we'd be able to spectate it as we're back into the screen, so to speak. Have the scores been updated? No. Okay, nothing has been entered, so unfortunately we won't be able to get anything as of right now. Yeah, so it's that was it was a really nice sort of insight into maybe how we approach the sort of like upgrades versus just going for it, going for the 8,000s or anything like that. So we'll it'll be interesting to see how uh, that stacks with everyone's differing playstyles and whatnot. Yeah. So I'm very excited for this Hanchans. So for context for any of our non-ARMA familiar people, I suppose, is that Koala or Totoro and Nosti are both from the same club and have isn't it official rivalry or an unofficial rivalry? I know that when they were setting up... Oh, okay, you.
I would say official at this point.
Yeah. I know when they were setting up the teams, they wanted explicitly to not be on the same team. So they were advertising themselves as free agents and did not want to be on the same team for the pure reason that they wanted to verse each other. So hence why I'm very excited to have a Hanchan like this, because I feel like it'll be very valuable and sort of I feel like it'll be at least fireworks. So that's the entertainment value I'm getting, personally speaking. Yeah. Also, I heard Mahjong on your side. Are you watching the other game?
No, I'm going through the scores and putting them in.
Oh, nice. That would be nice if we could flash up the scores before the next Hanchan. But no rush, of course. Yeah, we can just do it at the end. We can take pictures, I reckon, right? Like take pictures of how they developed over time. So I think after that one, Cheese is definitely in first place overall. The two teams score the same amount of points. But yeah, so we'll be starting in just a minute. Phil seems to say should have canned the 5-star. Can't wait to see a skip Ron to get a direct rival hit. I have no illusion that Totoro would be extremely angry if Nosti skipped a run just to hit Totoro. So we'll see, but I expect some extremely angry
Please tweet
response.
your favorite plays with ARMA League 2020.
Oh, do we have a hashtag?
Well, we do now.
We do now. Tweet your favorite plays. Alright, I will go back and tweet them. I forget I'm not actually allowed to swear. It's an Australian. Oh, okay, no, never mind. Sorry, I shouldn't swear anyways. But yeah. So please, if you guys see anything, tweet your favorite plays at hashtag ArmaLeague2020. And we have the Hanchans starting. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Do you know who this person is?
Which one?
The person
the Akarin.
Akarin. All right, sure. So we have Akarin in the east seat, Koala or Totoro in the south seat, Nosti in the west seat, and Lafrost in the north seat. Looking around, Akarin has a completed meld, 2 pairs, or 3 players, sorry, and a round card connected-ish kind of thing here, along here. Yes. So, it's technically 2 Shanten, 3 Shanten, I think, but it's not particularly great. Like, it's very awkward to get there. Oh, sorry, I think 2 Shanten. I don't know. I'm miscounting. Doesn't matter. I don't want to think about it.
Late in the night.
Yeah, late in the night. But has elected to drop 2 Doras, so electing to go for speed more than value. Totoro seems to have a very nice Tanyao Pinfu-ish kind of shape. Maybe Sanchoku? I highly doubt it, but it is the possibility there. Nosti has a fairly okay looking 2 Shanten for Reach Dora 1. And Lafrost has a 9-pin Anchor, 5, 6, 7. For some nice shapes, but a fairly cheap hand with no Dora in it, unfortunately. So it will be interesting to see if they try to create any Yaku anywhere else to give themselves value, or will they purely go for speed?
The interesting point to bring up here is that if Nosti's hand goes the way, I guess you could say he wants it to go, it could actually get very expensive very quickly. I feel like in this hand, in this round rather, his hand would definitely be the most interesting. However, he does settle here for what looks to be Reach Red on Reach Akadora on the Kanchan 4-pin.
2 of the 4 pins out, so 2 are still left in the wall. We'll see how the other players react. Seems like Akarin is just pushing, wanting to cash in on a hand which definitely could have a better weight now. Bailed out from...
If he finds the 4-pin himself, it actually could end up pretty good.
That's some very harsh backfire for Koala. Cuts the 8-so for safety, and ends up drawing into the 6-so. So would have completed the Ryangman. Unfortunately, it would have given them the Tenpai, but elected to avoid the Ippats on the 4-pin draw. Oh no! Draws the 6-pin, ends up in its Ishan 10, dealing into Reach, Aka, Uradora, rivalry first blood for Nosti.
Yeah. 1 for Nosti, 0 for Koala here.
Yes, 1 for Nosti, 0 for Koala, and we move on to East 2 with Koala's dealership. We see Koala has it's an okay. Got 1 Dora, 2 Raumans, 1 Penchan, 1 Pair. Some nice shapes-ish. Well, no, not really nice shapes. They are shapes, and they can be completed, not impossibly. That's all I'll concede. Ton being cut, which is pawned off by Nosti to get that quick Yakuhai for, I believe it'll be Ton Nami for 1,000 points. Does he elect a Khan? We'll choose to keep the tile as either safety or maybe a Khan tile if they draw into more. Looking around the circuit, we have a very interesting Ipeiko looking shape from Lafrost. Maybe even Chitoy if it draws weirdly. Maybe Tanyao. We'll have to see what they draw. They don't elect to keep the 2-pin nor the 3-pin. So losing the Dora Uke losing the Dora Uke on the 2-pin in order to perhaps speed up their hand, because the 5-so is more useful than that. Your thing is still ahead of me. sorry. Akarin draws into the 1-pin. Dora reaches for the Penchan 7-so. There are 2 in Koala's hand and 2 left in the wall. One of those 7-sos is actually a little bit vulnerable, unfortunately, because it is a Suji to the 4-so and may need to be cleared if Totoro does not draw into a 1-so or a 7-so, unfortunately. So, in a bit of a tight position for Koala. Ooh, this is a very, very awkward tile. Elects to cut the 1-so, committing to the Tanyao or Itsu kind of shape, and not falling for the one side of the Suji trap.
Yeah, the 7-pin, weirdly enough, may have actually bailed him out here, possibly.
We do have Eirichi from Lafrost, waiting for 258 mod. Wait, it's more than that.
Yeah. Test your weight knowledge
Five-
here, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I think that's just the 5/8 mon. I mislooked at it. Doesn't matter. Sumo from Akarin. So reached Sumo Dora 1 Ura, brings up to Manga 2,000, 4,000. Beating on Totoro even more, bringing him down, bringing him down after a very harsh hit. But I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll bounce back. What we can see a quick South Pon from Lefrost. 1 Dora in the hand, floating a lot of loose honors, so maybe going for a Honetsu kind of shape. We'll have to get rid of the 4/5 pin in the process, so I guess it's up to them to decide if they want to. What else do we have? Oh, look at Nosti's hand. Is that that's a Chitoi Ishan, Tanyao Chitoi Ishan 10. But it could be Sananko, it could be Suanko.
I'm looking at Sulanko there, man. I have no idea what you're talking about with this cheat nonsense.
I don't think Nosti will turn down a Chitoi, unfortunately. Yes. Will they pawn, say, a 4-pin or a 3-mon or a 5-mon? Will they pawn an Aka 5-mon if they would be willing to pawn a 5-mon? It will really depend how much they want to put forward their dealership. Akarin has a bit of an awkward hand. Roundkan's 2 Dora, which is nice, but a little bit awkward in terms of speed. It's very slow relative to the well, it feels very heavy and slow, and there's a lot of awkward shapes to fill in. Oh, it does
Chi
elect.
was an option there for Nosti, and he does elect to take the Chi.
Yep.
Puts himself into Tenpai.
For a 3-mon, 5-mon Sharpo Tenpai.
Not the most value-laden hand in the world, but he does get another chance at dealer if he manages to win. He's also got plenty of upgrade potentials here, so this probably a fine play, actually.
So we see that Lefrost, drawing the 3-pin, has gotten into Tenpai for 3-mon, 2-mon, but has chosen the Tenpai over having 1 more Dora in their hand. It seems to be like a measured response of maybe keeping up with speed. Does deal, and it definitely does get rewarded because Koala deals in to a Nan Nomi for 1,300. So as I was
definitely thinking at this point, he's got to step it up, or that rivalry's going to run away from him.
No, like he's preparing. You got to fear. You got to fear the Koala.
This isn't even my final form.
This isn't even my final form. So we see. So as an interesting point before, it's like the Dora doesn't really increase the hand all too much. So you sort of you go up to 2,600, but then you lose all of the 2-man weights. So it may be a consideration for speed to pass on the dealership, so that maybe Nossi doesn't take it away. Something like that. And it definitely did get rewarded.
Yep. First discard is the Chun, followed by Sumagiri Chun, Sumagiri Chun.
As Cheese would say, don't cut the Chun. And we're seeing prime examples of why you don't cut the Chun. We see Ishan 10 for Sananko Aka, or maybe even Tanyao for Akarin over here.
I, however, for Frost.
Waiting for the 6-9 so for Reach, but a very good weight because there are 8. Are there none of them? Oh my god, there are 8 in the wall.
That's quite spicy.
So, a very, very active weight in the wall. Plus, if they draw the 5 so or the 2-mon, they can elect 2 Khan, which are also all in the wall. Unfortunately, drops the Dora there. What are you going to do? Can't avoid that one. But we'll see what happens. So, yes, it seems that the dealer Ricci has forced Akarin out of his hand. Nosti is also pretty much out of his hand. Whereas Koala has definitely. Oh.
Koala definitely seems to be trying to get somewhere.
Drawing the 2, so electing to cut the 6 mana to keep your Chitoi Ishan 10. Or maybe Suanko. Or maybe Sanonko. We'll see what happens. Nosti pawns the. Oh, see? As I've said, does draw the 2 man and can't. Nice. So reeling the new Dora to be the 5 man. No one has particularly pulled up this new Dora, so it just adds 2 Dora to. So adds a Dora to Akarin's hand, and adds a Dora to Akarin's hand, rather.
Seems to be a solid fold here now for Koala, ripping the red 5 and 9 bamboo from the wall pretty much.
I would consider it more of a Mawashi because he's still keeping the Chitoi. It's just he's no longer committing to having Suanko or Sananko. We see Nosti has gotten into Tenpai for Tanyao Dora 1, which has been gifted for a 3-pin, 7-pin Sharper. And the Tsumo from LaFrost reached Sumo any Ura. 1 Ura, which is massive, for 3,200 all. So changing the landscape to put LaFrost in first place. And Nosti back on his starting points, apparently.
Yeah. Grabs himself another chance at dealer here. This it's a little bit of an awkward hand, but definitely has a pathway to walk on. On the other hand, I feel like Koala's hand is actually very nice here.
I agree.
Has that East Unco again. But this time also grabs himself a red Dora. So this hand, I'd be definitely very interested to see how Koala manages to progress his hand, especially with that predetermined Yaku in his hand. On the other hand, however, Nosti does have a pair of the 7 So Dora as well as a red 5.
So already like a Mangon. If they can get
whether
off.
he goes for Chitoi, whether he goes for maybe Pay, Dora 3, his hand definitely looks like it has potential to go very fast here.
The Pay pair is very nice because one of the Pays cut early makes the other Pay very vulnerable. As in, it would be cut extremely easily. Oh, unfortunate for Akarin. After cutting the Penshan does end up drawing the 3-pin, which is a bit unlucky. Yep, so we see progression for Nosti. Probably going to go for Atozuke on the Pay, especially cheating the 2-man, so not oh gosh, I'm tripping up on my words.
Two quick calls for him though. 2 quick calls is actually pretty interesting. Decides to cut the red 5-pin and is effectively his 5-pin pair. Does manage to Tenpai, waiting only on the Pay now. Yeah, this Atozuke seems to work fine, especially that the North is going to hit pretty easily here.
Before then, though, Koala says not today and draws into Tenpai, drawing a 7-pin. So now waiting for a Kanchan 8-man for Reach Ton Aka. Nosti has elected to bail out of the Mangan hand. It gets back into Tenpai now, but the problem is it is Keishiki Tenpai.
Yeah. To be fair, there is absolutely no way you could push the 4-man into Koala's pond here.
It'll be interesting how they progress the future turns of safety, however. Well, I guess if you get given a 4-man, then it's not really a question. There are 2 8-mans left in the wall, so pretty decent weight for the 3rd row on a Kanchan. We'll have to see if Koala can get off the Tsumo, because it does look like people are folding. So the 5-man is interesting because it opens up the Suji trap, for which Nosti deals straight in. So Reach Ton Aka, 1 Ura, making it 8k, getting back at Nosti. So these two are just trading blows at each other. So these two have changed positions. We enter south, Akarin's dealership, very with a Haku pair, so a usable hand with one Aka as well. So there is Dora here. We see Lafrost with a Hatsu pair and a 2-pin pair, which is very nice because it's the Dora. So imagine they will pawn the Hatsu and go fast, trying to use as much of that as possible. Nosti has pawned the Tuman with a Nan pair. Everyone seems to have Yakuhai pairs in this game. Seems as though Nosti is going fast, trying to pass on the dealership, rather than going for any sort of value.
Pair for Frost.
So, Akarin has skipped both the pawns on the Hakus, essentially stranding the Haku as a pair. So
it's an interesting call. Calling with the Haku would kind of lock his hand into maybe a 2,000 or like 3,900 point hand.
Yes.
Does manage to work his way around into Tenpai here.
I am a fraction of a second behind you, but yes. Now we see it now. Manages to draw the 2-pin, get into Tenpai for reach Aka Dora, waiting for the 6-pin, for which there is 1 left in the wall. We'll have to see how the other players react to this. Koala's hand is very slow, so I do not imagine Koala will end up pushing too hard. We see a Ishanten for Nosti for Tanyao Nomi, but again, also because the hand is cheap, I don't imagine they will push their hand too hard. The more interesting person is the person who've just gotten into Tenpai, which is Lafrost, in that they've gotten into Tenpai waiting for the Penchan 7-pin. But they've only been cutting Suji so far, so they haven't particularly had a difficult decision, so to speak, as in they've had a fairly easy push into it. So we will see what happens there. Chi from the 4-pin from Nosti elects to cut the 4-so and go for 8-pin Tanki to try and go Tanyao and end this hand where it is. And Lafrost summos it for Hatsu Dorodora, which makes 1,300, 2,600. Very, very big hand for Lafrost. Ends the second place's dealership, and 5,200 is very good.
Very interesting board state we had there. There were like Suji trap all over the place, but it did end up in a sumo situation.
We can sort of.
Dora is south here. In this case, it's pretty unlikely anyone's going to be able to use it effectively. We do see 1 copy each in Frost, Nosti, and Koala's hands. So, whether or not they decide to cut it anytime soon is actually also going to be a interesting talking point.
I feel as though out of these players, it would be perhaps Nosti who would cut it faster. I've been proven wrong, but Nosti did have the more directly faster looking.
Looking
maybe
purely
not.
at the hand states right now, I would be inclined to agree with you. It does look like Nosti would be the first person to discard it.
But he definitely elected to cut the West Wind, meaning that he wants to utilize the Dora for as long as possible. And next in line, probably Frost has the pair, whereas Koala still needs a pair, so may try to go for this South Tunky. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, so these players are... so Nosti, got into Tenpai first for reach Peiko, waiting for the Kanchan 6-ban, 2 of which are left. Opening... The South allows Frost and Koala to progress their hands unabated from the Dora, fortunately for them. Interesting draw from Koala, Unfortunately, Nosti does sumo the 6 smart and hit 2 Ura for the Mungan. Reached sumo E Peiko Dora Dora.
Strong hand for him. Very strong,
Strong
hand. For him.
hands. Did you know that Nosti's Ura rate dramatically increases when it's Koala's dealership?
Does it
Fun,
now?
fun facts.
Is that scientifically proven?
Heuristically proven in that I would like
I
to
see.
believe it's true, so therefore it is true. We can see that Koala does have a very nice hand. The sort of a reach Tanyao kind of shape. Drawing the 5-pin also is a very, very big draw. Allows maybe a Sanshoku to happen.
We should touch on the fact that it is South free now, so players are definitely going to start feeling a little bit more desperate here. Akirin taking a couple very quick calls, looks to be going for maybe just a simple 1,000 point hand and seeing if he can either secure second place in a last or fight even harder for first place. Koala needs to make a move soon, or he's gonna sink, and he's gonna sink very deep.
Unfortunately for Koala, Nosti shuts out the hand with a very quick Haku Dora 1, 1,000 all. Very nice, sort of just quick, fast, fast and dirty hand. Get it over and done with.
I'd be very interested to see how Nosti would decide to play his not so straightforward hands in this situation. Whether or not he tries to go for a couple more mid-range hands and mid-range faster hands, trying to capitalize on his dealership repeat ability, or if he'll go for maybe slower, heavier hands to go for that big dealer bonus. With the point situation right now and his current hand, I think he's probably just going to play a little bit more standard.
Yes, I agree with that.
With a not so straightforward hand, I'd be very interested to see how he decides to move forward. Meanwhile, though, Akirin with a Hut's Pon puts himself into Ishanten. Now, this Ishanten is pretty good, with Pon potential in the 6-mon and the 8-mon, and a good runman shape in the 5-6 pin. So yeah, he's definitely going to be looking to make some kind of move soon.
Very, very fast kind of hand. Maybe allows him to shut out Nosti's continued dealership and snatch a first place, hopefully, towards the final hand. We'll have to see, but
Yeah, first place might be just a touch difficult to snatch away, but it is possible. He's only around 12,000 points, I believe it is, behind, so the line is there for him.
So Koala is moving forward with their hand, hoping for Yaku Yaku Aka for 3,900. Oh, sorry, 5,200. Unfortunately, Lafrost does seem to get into Tenpai for the Penchan 3-so for Reach Aka. Praise 3-so. So we'll see how Koala pushes forward. I imagine in his position there is not much to fold for.
In his position, he's likely going to be not pushing as hard as he can, but pushing pretty hard. Does manage to Tenpai here.
It's a very, very nice Tenpai because Forman has recently passed.
Yeah.
Draws the 3-so beforehand and Nosti gets in with a Chun-Nami.
Yeah. In our first case of a Tamahane.
Wait, what? Was that a Tamahane?
I believe it wasn't it? It wasn't Frost also waiting on the 3-so?
Oh, it was. That wasn't a Tamahane. Holy crap.
Yeah. That was the first case.
First a Tamahane.
ARMA League 2020.
ARMA League 2020. First a Tamahane. To break.
Once again, please tweet your favorite place to ARMA League 2020.
I think that I didn't even realize. I'm gonna put that up. That was fun. So, unfortunately for Koala, doesn't manage to cash in that very expensive hand. But overall, not a terrible feed. 1,500 is passable. Like, it doesn't really change your position in the end.
Other than actually winning the hand, that actually may have been the best case scenario for him.
Oh yeah.
He, obviously winning the hand would have got him points, but by dealing into Nosti instead of Left Frost, he effectively gives himself one more chance to get there.
Mhm.
So, it's not the best case scenario, but it is a good case scenario.
We see here that Akarin is now Ishanten for Tanyao Pinfu, electing to cut the 1 man to secure the Tanyao, and maybe allow himself to do a 2-3-4 Sanshoku.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's also like a Sakigiri of sorts to get rid of the 1 man before it becomes dangerous.
The trade-off is essentially ±0. He loses the Hun from the Dora, but he gains Tanyao.
We see
I guess,
LaFrost. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No.
The worst case scenario for him would be if he happens to pair up on the 1 man, but you already have a pair, so there's not really much of a reason to keep the 1 man around, especially if you're going for Reach Tanyao Pinfu.
So we see it. Yeah, Frost had 3 Doras and was Ishanten, and has now reached Tenpai, waiting for the Kanchan 7 man. This is a very important hand for Frost in that it will enable a. It will put him very solidly in first if he can get it, and it enables him to maybe even fold to first place. Granted, if the gaps are big enough, obviously depending on the scenario. So we'll have to see what ends up being chosen.
Akarin.
Akarin is in Tenpai, yes. Waiting for the 5-8 pin for Reach.
Yeah. A little bit of dancing around for him, but does manage to get there.
For Reach Tanyao. The 7 man is. Was that another Tenpai? I think that's another Tenpai. That's another Tenpai.
That's another Tenpai.
4-7 pin.
Oh,
the putts!
Reach your putts or a free, please.
Reach your putts. No Ura, but that's a massive hand for Koala. It gives him a chance to bail out of last and potentially even come second, really, if things go fairly well.
Yeah. If things go exactly his way, he can definitely jump into second here. This is like in the first game. It's actually a very tight fight for second place here between. Well, it's not as tight, rather, but it is still a tight fight for second place.
And Koala
has to say that Frost is safe in first place either. Like Nosti's right on his tail.
Definitely. Koala has definitely got the hand to make it back. The sand from the bottom of hell is a magical sand, as they say.
You must sink before you can rise.
Exactly. Ishanten for Tanyao. Oh, there's a lot of Ishantens here. Tanyao, Dora, Chitoy. Is that Ipeko sometimes? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But yeah, that is the hand that you need. Would a Hanuman do it actually? 18,000. Oh no! Oh, if Koala can sumo a Hanuman, it will be enough to upset first place.
There's no way.
It's possible. It's possible. You can't discount. It's definitely. It's not even unlikely.
So what does he have that could get him there?
Reach,
right now?
Chitoy, Tsumo, Tanyao, Aka.
Minimum here.
Well,
he's got Pinfu maybe.
No. Reach, Tsumo, Tanyao, Chitoy, Aka. Is a Hanuman.
The shortcut to Hanuman.
But interestingly, I think that'll end with everyone below 30k.
Do we have a return score?
No, we don't. I don't believe we do. If it's M-League rules, we don't. I don't want to look back in the Discord because I don't want this Hanchan to have ended because I want to know. So Koala is in Tenpai right now on the 4-pin 7-so for Tanyao Aka. I believe.
Interestingly, just the turn before that, Akarin decides to decline Tenpai actually. Instead of discarding the red 5, he decides to discard his Chun pair and go backwards a little bit in Shanten, but try to secure a better tempo shape.
Also, probably more value to try and go for first place.
Hmm.
And he gets there. Well,
Yeah.
as in, like, this is a very good hand.
Yeah. 4 7-pin weight. Let's 2 4-pins in Koala's hand, but otherwise the rest of his weights are actually in the wall.
7-pin drawn from Lafrost. Oh, I'm actually so excited what's happening.
This is this suddenly got very spicy very quickly.
It did. So Koala could run off.
Ah!
No. Fairy turn. We're okay. 2 7-pins drawn from Lafrost. So, what will they do?
I
Cuts
feel
the
like he
9,
has
sir.
to fold here. He has to fold here, right?
Well, not much to fold with. So it was with that decision of what would you fold with, and I think you can fold and still technically push forward the hand. Gets into Tenpai. Oh no, gets into Tenpai. Ishanten now
Ishanten.
for Sanshoku Aka. Oh, sorry, Sanshoku Dora. Oh, Tsumo from Akarin. I think you need. Does he need an Ura? No, he needs an Ura. He needs an Ura. He needs 1 Ura. 1 Ura! I think that's an upset. I think that's an upset from Akarin to snatch first place. Putting Akarin, that is a massive Ura. That was enough. That was amazing. So putting Akarin in first place and Lafrost in second. Then we have Nosti in third and Koala in last place. That was absolutely amazing. Is Frosty Frosty Archmage?
Yeah, Frosty is Archmage.
Oh, sorry, this typing must be really annoying.
No, that's Akarin got there.
Oh, oops. Sorry, I got really distracted. Where's Akarin? I'm sorry. Where's but that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Hopefully we can get Akarin here to talk about it. But where is Akarin? I'm just being called out for BM. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. All right. Yes, there he is. Akarin. Interview time.
Yeah.
All right. Let me add him to this group. Oh wait. Let me add him on Discord. Sorry. We will get that interview in a second because I think that's a really spicy one. I'm sorry. I messed up. My bad. All right.
Oh my. What in the world was that?
So that is why last dealer in first place sucks sometimes, because that Oyo Cavalry
is Mahjong.
So that was an amazing game. We had a lot of so we had everything I wanted, which was we essentially had we had the rivalry between Totoro and Nosti, where they just seemed to be running off of each other directly. And we had a huge upset at the end. Sorry, just give me I'm still trying to get Akarin to an interview, but he hasn't added me on Discord yet. Oh, okay, there he is. All right. There he is. Hey, Akarin! Congratulations! Wait, hello? Can you hear us? Am I, hello? Wait, sorry, just give me a second. Might be some technical issues. Wait, Akarin, do you have a mic?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, nice. Yes, congratulations! Congratulations, you win. That was amazing.
I just been in really good shape today.
Yeah. So I feel like we need to talk about the elephant in the room. The very last hand of last. What was going through your mind?
Wait, I was like, does someone have a free play? Yes, cool. sorry, keep talking. I'm trying to fill in. I'm going to show the gameplay here. So all last. Let's skip right to it.
What were you, you open up the hand, what was the first thing you thought? Were you considering that you wanted to go for first place the entire time, or were you trying to look towards maybe avoiding last place?
Because we noticed that you skipped your tenpai here, I believe. You elected to skip the 7-pin penchan over here, so, and elected to cut the 2 chuns, so sort of like float your pair off. Yeah, so we were speculating that perhaps you wanted to, wanted to maybe have a better weight, maybe have higher value. Were you thinking about the Yakten? Did you think like, oh, if I can get a Haruman Simo, that'd be great? I can't hear anything. SBT, is it just me?
No, he's not saying anything.
Oh no. Everything all good with your mic over there? Sorry, I feel like we might be having technical stuff.
If your mic is not working, you can type out your response and we can read it for you.
Yeah, we can. We'll do that. That's probably preferable.
We'll take a statement.
Well, we'll take a statement. I'm hoping, or in the back, is someone updating the scores so that I can maybe show off the scores at the end of the first day?
I put them through.
Oh, nice. Just feeling lucky today, and the weight is not great. I respect that.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Like the seven pin like penchan is probably like really bad. So yeah, electing to take the backwards shunten move there was, it turned out to be the game changer for you.
I think that was, I completely agree. That was really nice. You had in the current rules. Sorry, I'll let you finish your statement first. So in the current rules, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is not really valuable.
First is the only way to go. Yep. Very good mindset to have walk into this M League style league.
Yep.
So yeah, congratulations on your win.
I think Akarin also had a massive sumo East 2. Yes. I just gotta go back to it. Yeah, this one. The one they penchan 7 so. I feel like this one sort of progressed along. You made a choice to maybe skip the cutting the 8-man over in terms of rather keeping the 8-man over the 4-so over here. So was there any particular reason why? Was the 8-man a particularly more valuable shape, or did you sort of perhaps want to keep some Tanyao-ish, Ipeiko-ish chances? Sorry, I've got the hand up on the stream if you wanted to look over there. It's East 1 on the... Sorry, East 2 on the 4th discard. I misclicked. I understand. Don't worry, I understand. This is the risk with an online league.
As it happens.
As it happens. Completely fair enough. Well, it ended up working out for you, so I think that's all that really matters. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about the mic stuff. Congratulations on your win. That was incredibly entertaining and awesome, and that's going on my Twitter as soon as this stream is over. Yes, do sort out your mic issue for when you get that first place again for your another first place interview. All right. So that concludes our day of Hanchans. I will be back. That is a direct challenge from Akarin. I will be back. So we do look forward to seeing you here. So we're going to cut to the window capture, I believe, for the screen, so we can have a look at our current standings for the tournament. So these are our current standings. Oh gosh, I didn't realize how harsh the colors look if they're directly next to each other. I have no one to blame but myself because I did choose the colors, so I will take that it is my fault. So in first place, we do have the Powerpuff Boys. Did they place double first? Score seems a bit low for a double first. I think they had a second and a first.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, they had a second and a
They had
first.
a second and a first.
Yep. So the Powerpuff Boys. Second, we have AUNSW Wanderers. Third place, we have Drawers for Losers. And fourth, we have, I can't pronounce this name, Zomonikateridis. So there's, wait, the score's not updated yet. Oh, they're not updated. Sorry. Scores are yet to be updated. I still need to know some other...
No, that's
Oh, is that the fully?
all the games today.
Oh, no. I mean, like on the side it says Hanchans played, so I wasn't sure if that meant that like yeah. So like we can see Chewy's score 65's put in. Oh no, right. Some of the people don't play. Right. Okay.
Yeah, some of the teams only played once.
I don't know the schedule very well. That's really bad of me. All right. Oh, okay. So that means that, yeah, so this is our current standings. Obviously, they're subject to change. We have some teams who have not played a second Hanshan yet. We will have games tomorrow, starting from 7 p.m. AEST. Please do join us. It will be, what's it called? It will be good, I hope. You know, we'll be able to see some more sick plays and sick Gyaktens. Yeah, I think that's all from me. Did you have anything to add?
No, yeah, please join us tomorrow. It'll be the same same content, so it'll be just as exciting.
Yes, definitely.
3 games tomorrow we should mention instead of 2. So we do start, as you mentioned, at 7 p.m. So just slightly earlier. Yeah, other than that, we'll be expecting you. Please join us.
Also, as a preface for future, so in the few weeks, is that we will be alternating platforms. So this week we've been playing on Tenho, next week we'll be playing on Mahjong Sol, and we'll keep alternating. I believe this was a request in the forums, so we'll be able to see some anime girls play Mahjong next week. We'll see how much money everyone spent on the game next week as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Wish you guys all the best. We'll hope to see you tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's it from us. Goodbye.